outside and get Tessa's food. It was on the porch. And I'm like, oh my God, it's freezing. So what's up? What's going on? It is Thursday, and George just ran out to get some lunch, and I thought I would just pop on live around lunch and see who's on. And kind of like a ebb and flow morning, and kind of digging it. It's just not trying to push the universe right now. Sometimes I get in this weird scarcity feeling, the scarcity of like, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. And I'm trying to work on that with myself. And like I always tell everybody, I am always a work in progress, and I'm not perfect. I don't want to be perfect. And that's why I love personal growth. And that's why I'm a personal growth coach, because I am a forever learner and continuously teaching myself how to change and ebb and flow and grow and all this other stuff. So this morning I was just like, I need to push my courses and push this and push that. And sometimes when you just push too much, the universe is like, yeah, no. So I was like, okay, universe, I see what you're doing, making my fingers all numb. So I was like, namaste, bring it down a notch. So I did my podcast this morning, so that is up and going to be posted tomorrow. As always, I am like, I think 50 views from 150 or 1,500, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But it was funny. The podcast was talking about Portia Rose, and everybody's like, who's Portia Rose? Portia Rose is my higher power name. And they're like, what the hell does that mean? So in my sisterhood, and we actually talked, sorry, my hair is driving me nuts. There we go. In the sisterhood, and as well as UHPW, and we talk about this version of ourselves that's not in the past, that's not in the future, like this higher level meta communicate self that we want to reflect into or ask a question to, or tap into. And I always like to name it. The one time it was like Mercedes, and it's kind of funny because I always seem to like name them cars. But this year in 2022, I named her Portia Rose. And she's a little sassy, a little classy, and a little badassy, I'm not gonna lie. But she is just like, girl, things are all gonna work out. And I was like, no, they're not. I'm scared. Like, I need to do this, and I need to do this, and I'm like having this conversation in my brain with my higher power self. And it's so funny because I'll sit there and I'm like, and I can see like myself doing this. And when I reflect and I am like just taking the moments in and feeling the moment of gratitude for how far I've come and what I have done and how I'm continuing to change people's lives, it gives me such a warm feeling. Like, to know that my story, my journey, the journey that I'm still on with my health and wellness, is continuously encouraging people to work on their own health and wellness. And I love that. I love all the messages. Some messages are awful. I got one, it was like a month ago, and it was like, stop portraying that you're blind. It's not nice. I was like, thanks. I wish you could see out of my eyes, you would understand. Just because it looks like I'm not blind, not everybody's visual impairment is visual, is something you can see. It's interesting. So I always have to say to myself that it's my job to educate people. And it's always like, when I was little, I wanted to be a teacher, and I ended up being a therapist and a counselor, and I wasn't quite a teacher. But if you look at it, like growing up, I'm pretty much a teacher. I educate people on how to make themselves the better version that they want to be. So when I go on live, I educate people on how to just be an amazing person. So when I have these DMs or messages and being like, you are such a fake person, you're not blind, and you're not this, and you don't have this problem, and it's hilarious. Like, first of all, one, thanks for watching. Two, like, shout at me. Like, you're still here. You're still watching this. And third, you had enough time in your day to actually send me a message and tell me that I'm being a fake and a fraud. I love you for that. Because that means what my message is actually penetrating through your thick skull, and it's bothering you. And I love that. Because that means my coaching and my words and my theories, my strategy, my storytelling is working. So to all the haters out there, love you. So everybody, so the person, if you're just popping on later, it is, I've gotten a few DMs saying that I'm a fake and that I'm not blind. So tell that to myself, who's been growing up partially blind. Thumbs up. But so that's kind of been super rad. Doesn't bother me because my whole life has been a big judgment story. Being 6'3", being overweight, being not the ideal person. I'm not sure what the ideal person is. I would love to meet them. I'm real. I am honest. I am vulnerable. I am transparent. And that's the way I coach. Like, I coach through life stories. I coach through storytelling. I coach through strategy. I coach through all these things. But I also have 17 years of clinical experience and more certifications and education that you could possibly imagine. That's ridiculous. But I'm not your typical coach. I'm not going to sit there and tell you, like, today we're going to go through step 1. No, because some people come into my coaching program and they're not at step 1. They're not even in the same grocery store as some of the other people. Like, coaching is so individualized. It drives me, like, to this point of, like, ooh, I love this, because that's what I love about coaching. And I referred this into my podcast. It's like, coaching to me is like having a puzzle without a box lid. When you get a puzzle and you have it, like, cool, it's in a box and you know what the vision and the picture is before you try to put it together. Yeah, coaching is without the lid. And you're trying to put the puzzle together without knowing what the vision is. Your aspect of being a coach is creating that vision with the puzzle pieces with the client. And I love that, because I love when you lay out all the puzzle pieces and be like, all right, there's a blue one. This one looks like a dog foot. This one looks like a cat face. Awesome. These are all things that we can try to put together. Everybody's life is so different. Everybody's life is not meant to be a cookie cutter. Nobody's a cookie cutter. Like, it's the same with houses. There's some houses that are so cookie cutter, and you drive through the development and you're like, everybody drives the same car. Everybody has the same house. Everybody has the same HOA. Like, it has to be perfect. Like, not everybody's built like that. And that's what I love about coaching. I love that when a client comes to me and they're like, my world is melting. And I was like, okay, boo, tell me what's going on. Like, I know last week it was X, and today we were going to talk about this, but now, like, you got fired from your job. Whoa! Like, that's completely different. We need to pivot as coaches. And there's many coaches out there and be like, well, that's not what this template says, so we need to do what the template says. Drives me nuts, because I know there's a ton of coaches out there and they're going to hate me for saying that. But I'm like, you can't go off a template. You have to go off of real life strategy, real life situations, and help your client process. Because they're humans. They're not robots. We're not robots. We are human beings with real life situations and real life feelings. So sometimes in a session that I'll sit there and I am just on Zoom with somebody and they're just emotionally processing the shittiest day, the shittiest situations, and I'm letting them talk because truly they need to process. And that's what I love about what I do. Because I'm that person, I'm like, okay, cool. Tell me what all these things are and just tell me them. And I'm taking all of them, as I call it, the puzzle pieces. And I'm like, cool, here's a piece, here's a piece, here's a piece. And I'm putting them all together. And then once I have all the pieces, we can talk. And I'm like, all right, babe. Because sometimes people just need to talk in a safe, unbiased environment. I mean, there's times that I came home and I'm just like, oh my God! And I'll be like, bleh! And I talk to my husband and he's like, first of all, on his phone, he plays this stupid game. I don't know, it's like puzzle matching and it annoys the F out of me. And the sound of the game nearly shoots me through the roof. And I'm like trying to process my feelings with him. And he is not on the same emotional level as I am when I'm trying to process something. So now I know, I mean, we've been married for like 18 years. Now I know, like when I have to process something, he's not the person that I have to process a true emotional feeling with. Unless I say, babe, I need to process this with you. And then he'll be like, okay, puts the phone down. And like, I have to like get his attention. But truly, that's why I have a coach. I have a few coaches. And I'll be like, I need to process this with you. And I'll process something. But sometimes we just need to communicate with somebody that is willing to listen, willing to take all that information in and not judge. There's so many people out there and be like, oh girl, I totally understand. That has happened to me before and it sucks. Okay, that is not gonna get you anywhere. That camaraderie is awesome. But when you have like a buddy, that's great. That's what a best friend's for. And yeah, I bitch to my best friends, but those are the people who be like, yeah, girl, high five, woo, like that sucked. And then you like go out to dinner. But a coach is to help you like, okay, yes, this situation sucks, but what are we gonna do about it? What is the next time when this happens? What are the strategies? What are the coping skills? Like, what are the like triggers when you notice that things are happening around you, that this doesn't happen next time? Like, before you step into the room, you're like, oh, you're sniffing out trouble like a hound dog. Like, oh, hell no, this isn't happening again. Then you like, do U-turn and boog out of here. Like, that's what a coach does. They give you the strategies, the coping skills, the techniques to handle that situation. So when you come into work or whatever, and you're like, your boss is breathing down your neck like a dragon, and you be like, girl, first of all, here's some gum. Second of all, not today. Not today. You are going to build those techniques, those strategies with a coach. That's what I love about coaching. I love when my clients come up to me and be like, let me tell you what happened at work today. Oh my God, so my boss came up to me and she was like, bitch, you need to do this and this and this. I mean, granted, they didn't call her a bitch, but like, you need to do this paperwork. And I was like, this is my favorite thing. This is what I teach my clients. So she went up to her with a planner and said, so this is my day. And what would you like me to remove in my day for me to take care of that task? And her boss was like, well, it seems like you're pretty full today. Maybe I'm gonna ask Susie to do that. And she's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what Susie's schedule is, but maybe you can ask her. Thanks. And her boss walked away. Nevertheless, my client messaged me in WhatsApp, and she was like, you'll never guess what happened. I nearly cried because I was like, high five, girl. Like, first time that she stuck up for herself. And she's like, I had my planner, I had everything written in there, and I did exactly what you told me. And I was like, it's not that she implemented the steps perfectly. It's that she had enough confidence to do it. Because the old self wouldn't have done that. The old her would have been like, and like freaked out. It's about building the confidence. I was super proud of her. That is the whole point of hiring a coach. We are here to support you. We are here to listen to you. We are here to guide you through your journey. I always say, I'm your 6-foot sidekick. I'm going to sit here right next to you, and we're going to do this together. No fear, no stress, no time limits. It is you and I to process what you want to achieve. That's what I love. That's why I'm here. I'm not your typical coach. I'm not going to tell you what you think you want to hear. We're going to find out what you want to achieve, how that we're going to achieve it. It's different. It's different. And I know there's a zillion coaches out there, and many of them are like, oh, you can work with me for $50, or, oh, you can work with me for $500 or $50,000. There's so many options. I always tell people, find people that you resonate with. There's many coaches that I worked with and I was like, wow, this girl's awesome. And then I got in the container. I'm like, wow, this is not for me. Then I was like, bow out gracefully, high five, thanks, not for me. But then there's many coaches that I've been working now with for 3 years. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. I'm still growing from them because I need this. Because I am a continuous ball of growing. If your coach is not being coached, you should think about that. Because it's like a teacher. A teacher's teaching what, middle school, little kids, first grade. If the teacher is not evolving and teaching a generation, and they're not evolving but teaching the next generation, how does that work? If I'm not evolving and I'm teaching a generation, how does that work? I need to evolve with technology, with new things. So come evolve with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. lots and lots of amazing ways that I can support you. I can support you in a group community. I can support you in private coaching. And like I said, I had this epiphany when I was hiking in Zion National Park. This lady kept on saying, 33% off, that's $400. Seriously, heard that for like hours. I was like, I don't know what the hell you're buying, but I want this now. So I made my Mindset Spark 33% off, which is $400. It is now $800 for 8 weeks. Figure out that math. Girl, come work with me. It's going to be a blast. I am so excited to support you on your journey. So, click the links, explore my pages. The link that you're going to click is my side link. It's just the link page, but you can also just go on my thecoachjennie.com. Super fun to snoop around. Check me out. Ask questions. Message me. WhatsApp me. I'm all around. I'm here to support you on your journey. So, let's do it. Talk to you soon. Bye.